Hello Maverick traders, this is Imri and welcome to today's Market Roundup. So all eyes are on tomorrow's job report. Equity markets today broadly flat, but there was quite some activity in the currency pairs, and gold had an outstanding day today as well. Energy, particularly crude oil and gasoline futures as well, continue to get hammered. Taking a look at the S&P, we're trading right into resistance here. This 41.55 level is pivotal. It's an incredibly important market pivot. So let's see what tomorrow's job report brings. Now, ignoring that resistance level, we have a bullish moving average cross, and the market's been trading really well from the lows earlier in June. So far, this price action looks incredibly encouraging, but let's see how tomorrow's job report is going to turn out. Just given the fact that we're trading at technical resistance right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a key reversal from this level tomorrow. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? So that's, I'm just saying, don't be shocked if the market does give back some of these gains. Looking at the total world stock index, we have quite a ways to go before we reach, that key resistance level, the equivalent level in the S&P. In VT, that level comes in at 94.70. So let's see if we can. I'm interested to see, how these markets are going to respond over the next several hours. Let's see what happens overnight in Asia, see what happens overnight in Europe, and let's see if what happens overnight in those markets is going to follow through into the New York session or not. And then finally, the crypto index, we have what I think is going to be a pretty stiff test of resistance, a little bit higher, around 27,265 in this crypto basket. But the black trend lines that I have here, that's a parallel channel, and it's been containing the action so far. Crypto's just kind of drifting. Yes, there have been days of outperformance, but the last several days in this basket have been bearish, not convincingly bearish, mind you, and we're trading right into moving average support. So let's see what happens. It's going to be pretty interesting. You can see here, these candles, big green candles, and then we have a string of weak bearish candles. So although the market's been drifting lower, it's not really convincing that the bears have taken control. So the market outlook, just purely based on the technical scoring criteria, I've got to give it a +3. We're trading above both moving averages, and we have that bullish moving average crossover. But like I said, we are trading into very stiff resistance right now, and we have the potential for fireworks tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time as the NFP report comes out and the unemployment report comes out as well. If there's been one bright shining light in this soup of economic messy news that's been coming out, it's been the labor market. So if cracks start to appear in the labor market, that would be an incredibly bearish turn of events for the broader equity markets. Okay, taking a look at currencies now, starting off with cryptos as usual. Litecoin had a good day, and I guess Bitcoin Cash more or less held its own, but pretty much everything else was either flat or slightly underwater, right? With Bitcoin and Ethereum leading the way in terms of the biggest losers here. And then on the fiat side, surprisingly, I'd say the euro and the Swissy had a good showing today. And on the crosses, the yen did well, but it was really the Canadian dollar that led the way lower. Aussie and Kiwi more or less flat, same with the pound, and the dollar slightly underperforming here. Now, in terms of volatility, there is some interesting volatility in the Swissy. The euro, that technical rating of +2 is what I'm going to give it according to the scoring criteria, but I'm more interested in the Swiss franc here. I think looking at some of these Swiss crosses makes a lot of sense. And let's take a look. The Canadian dollar's got pretty weak velocity to close out the trading session as well. So we're going to take a look at some possible trades right now. So let's get right into it. So the first one I have up here is dollar yen. I think it's possible that we run into some stiff resistance here. from this prior high on July 29th, you know, this level right here, and we've basically started to trade lower. If tomorrow's NFP report ends up being bearish for the dollar, then I do like dollar yen to the downside. Unrelated to the dollar, okay, another dollar pair I like first before we move into the Swiss crosses. If the NFP report ends up being bullish for the dollar, then I like dollar CAD here. I feel like, you know, we had this nice little pop up and then we're coiling and going sideways. We might get another break and a run at, let's say, 129.40 or so, which is the high from July 24th. Now moving on to the Swiss crosses, we've got Aussie Swissy here. You know, I love this chart. I mean, we ran smack dab into this wall of selling right here, and yeah, I mean, I kind of like this for a test at least of 66. You know, if that's too small a move for you, you know, that's fine, so be it. If it doesn't suit your trading plan, it doesn't suit your trading plan. Don't force a trade just because I'm looking at something. But if we break through this lower band of support, coming in around 65.90, well, that opens the door to an exciting trade and potentially a test back of the 65 level or just above 65. So we'd be looking for a retest of the early July lows. And then sterling Swiss, you know, pretty interesting to me here, broke out of this or trying to break out of this parallel channel. If we do, I think that opens the door for a potentially big move lower to test the lows for March of 2020, coming in around the 112, 111 handles. So we have a basically 100 pip range there. So those are the currency pairs I'm looking at for tomorrow. You know, bullish dollar, bearish dollar. I think we've got some good options either way, provided that the NFP report gives us that volatility catalyst that I'm hoping it does. So, in conclusion, right, not too much has really changed. We have seen some reasonable swings here in equity markets, and with the NFP report tomorrow coming out, that's going to be very important to keep an eye on. The Aussie dollar has remained weak from the RBA statement, and yeah, the dollar strength has been really iffy. I mean, the dollar's been obviously one of the currency stories for 2022, and I've been saying this for a while. I think the dollar's on the verge of rolling over. So let's see if tomorrow's NFP report leads us to a more bearish dollar, in which case I really do like that dollar yen chart to the downside. I can't stress this enough. Just ensure that you're following your trading plan. Don't chase volatility just for the sake of chasing volatility. Make sure you're following your trading plan, and with tomorrow's NFP report, potential for fireworks is there, so keep your position sizing in check as well. And that's it for me, guys. Look forward to speaking with you next Thursday. Take care. Happy trading.